Hi everyone, this is Matt, the Northman here. I just wanted to go through a couple of things today to kind of work through the process of how to use the rat, the rat tables for our upcoming Battlefronts Clan Invasion event. I'll also talk a little bit about the details of the event and stuff like that, but just wanted to give some information to those of you that were trying to do it and were like, I've never done this before. Why, how do I do this stuff? So hopefully this recording works so that it kind of alleviates some of those questions and you can learn how to use rats, at least the way we're using them now. You don't always have to use them this way, but this is kind of what we're doing for this event if you want one of the two rat achievements. So yeah, Battlefronts Clan Invasion coming up on May 6th, so here in just under 3 weeks. This is kind of the announcement document, and I've put this on both the Discord and the Facebook. Again, to cover it, May 6th, it'll start around 10:30 a.m. for the Classic guys. Excuse me, and around 11 a.m. for the Alpha Strike guys, or all the Alpha Strike crew. This is being hosted by Hobbytown Westminster, which has helped us out a lot, has been great to us there. And if you guys want any information or want to sign up or anything, just shoot me a message on Discord or on Facebook, or John as well. So kind of the overview, we're doing an event based around Clan Invasion, but specifically around the Battle of Luthien. And you can join on either the Inner Sphere or the Clan side. So we've got a number of different factions in each. The bolded terms here, the Draconis Combine and the Mercenaries, as well as Clan Smoke Jaguar and Clan Novacat, were the forces that were actually involved in the battle in the lore. So you get cool points if you join one of those, but you can join with any of these factions up here. So you can basically create your own force, or you can use one provided by the organizers. We'll use the same way to create these forces for either. And then there will be, for both the Classic Battletech and the Alpha Strike, there will be 3 scenarios for each way. We're also going to be having a Mech Warrior Destiny game with up to 3 people can sign up for that with Dusty, but I'm not going to provide any more details about that at this time. So let's get off this announcement page. We'll go over to the Army construction rules, and there are just some basic rules that are kind of outlined here. And if you've seen this and looked through it, that's great. You can find it here on the Discord. So this is the Battlefronts Clan Invasion channel, and if you go up here to pinned messages, I've got this information pinned right here. Is the Clan Invasion kind of the army construction rules, and then the rats are right down below it. Also, the actual invitation and announcement is down here. So that's where to find those at any time. You don't have to search through the whole Discord list or anything like that. And I'm going to flip this over to a different here. We're going to flip it over to dice rolls, and that'll come in handy in just a minute. So what the rules say is that there are, and I'm not going to go through all the rules. You can read through those. It's kind of basic and tells you how many of what and whatnot. But there are 3 options to construct your army. And the reason you might want to do one of these first 2 is you do get certain achievements for doing the first 2. So if you use the full rat and use the rat all the way, you're going to get 2 achievements for the day. That's the Diving in Deep and the Rat Pack achievements. So you'll get both of those. And if you use it to do 60% of your force, you'll just get the Rat Pack achievement. Now, achievements is kind of a new thing that we're introducing here for this particular event. Achievements are kind of like how you'll unlock prizes and stuff like that. Everyone's going to walk away with some swag, but if you do certain achievements, and these are only 2 of them, and there will be many, but it'll kind of be like this checklist. Whoever gets the most achievements or whoever gets certain ones will get certain prizes or unlock those prizes. So that's kind of what the achievements do, and I'm going to be talking mostly about option 1, using the random assignment table. Of course, this is involved in option 2, but it's the same process. You just do it for option 2. You only do 60% of your forces, or at least 60%, whereas in option 1, it's the whole deal. You're just going to use the rats. So I'm actually going to do my rolls for 2 particular forces here today. Unscripted. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Could be crazy, but I'm going to go ahead and go for it. We'll start off with my Alpha Strike force, and I'm going to go with a mercenary faction. Maybe I'll go with like the 21st Centauri Lancers is my paint scheme or something like that. Anyhow, I'm going to do mercs, and how I'm going to do that within these rules here is I'm going to open up the rats. So I have them up here, and again, you can access them through the Discord, or I posted them to the Facebook channel as well for the Colorado Battletech Facebook group. So here we have the rats. When you open this up, the clans are listed first below. But you can scroll over through the different tabs until we find the mercenary tab. That's the one I'm going to use now. And what we need to do to use the rat here, if we look at the document, we kind of scroll down here. Using the rat, we're going to click on the tab like we just did. Anytime we start something, we're going to start with, well, at least for mechs. So this is just for mechs. Anytime you start at a column, you have to go from that column all the way down to the light column, and you have to roll on each one. Now, we can see here that for mercenaries, for Alpha Strike at least, there is also the option of doing vehicles or infantry, but those are on their own. You can roll a vehicle anytime, you can roll an infantry anytime, you can do them together, separate, it doesn't matter. But for mechs, wherever you start, you have to go all the way down the list until you hit the lights and roll a light to finish up. So with that being said, I'm going to start with an assault. So I know that inner sphere units in general don't cost as much, and I've got 500 PV to play with for an Alpha Strike Force. So to do a roll, you can do it, I mean, you can do it on your own. We're just using D12s, so just roll 1 D12 for each column. You can do it at home, you know, whatever. It's up to you, or it's kind of the honor system, you know, tell us what you did, tell us what you got, whatever. But I'm going to use a little dice roll tool here in the Discord. So if you go in the Colorado Battletech Discord, you go up here to under Tabletop Gaming, there's a dice rolls channel. And this, I usually just turn off the notifications so I'm not seeing everyone else's rolls. But you can use a little tool with the /R. And the /R command makes it so that you can roll a dice, essentially. So I know looking at this here, I'm starting with an assault. And I need to go assault, heavy, medium, and light. And I'm going to roll a d12 for each one. So in total, I'm going to roll 4 straight d12s. So what you can do here is you can, once you get this /R command up, you can tell it 4d12. So it's going to roll 4 d12s for me and spit it back out. I hit enter, it thinks about it. Okay, so I've got 7, 2, 9, and 4. So I've got 7, 2, 9, and 4, just writing that down for my knowledge. Okay, so we look on assault, and 7 was our first number. So we look down rolls. These are the rolls. Don't use this. These are just like the rows, but we want the roll number. So I hit roll 7, and for an assault, that's a Night Star NSR 9J. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my list as we go. So if I pop over here to masterunitlist.info and I go up here to force, I click the Alpha Strike Builder. That'll take me over to a little tool here. And I can type in Night Star, hit enter, and it will pop up all the Night Stars. Now let's see, which one was it? It was the 9J. Okay, so 9J, I can just hit the little plus button. Okay, so that's my first unit there. We go back to my rolls. Okay, the next one is a 2. So for the heavies, roll 2, a Mad 5-6 or 5S. So Marauder, first Marauder in the group. So I can go over here to my master unit list, Marauder, and my weak memory here was a 5S. Okay. So I look down the list for 5S, not seeing it yet. There's a lot of Marauders out there. 5S, find it, hit the plus button, and it pops up over here in my list. Okay, we'll do the next 2 as well. So next roll was a 9. So we go here, there was a 9 was my third roll. So rolls 9, come over. Shadowhawk, SHD 2H, nice. Gotta love me some Shadowhawk. One of my favorite units, not because it's great, but just because it's iconic. So that was the 2H. Okay, so I find the 2H, hit that little plus button. Last roll was a 4. We find the roll of 4 for my light. Commando 2D. Okay. We get the Commando 2D here, plus that guy. Okay, so I've gone all the way down to light. Now I'm kind of free to do what I want. I'm only at 134 PV. Let's think. Do I need another assault? I'm probably going to see what I can get just going down from heavies from here on. So let's see. I only need heavy, medium, and light. So that's 3 D12s, right? So I pull up my little R command. 3D12. Okay, 11, 9, and 12 is what I got. And we do D12s just because then you have an equal chance of getting any of the options rather than focusing kind of in the middle options with 2D6. So starting with heavy now, I got an 11. That gives me a Crusader. Crusader, funny enough, not my favorite units, but a lot of people do love the Crusader. Let's see, so that's the 5S. We can find that sucker, pop it in. Next roll was a 9 for my medium. Oop. 9, another Shadowhawk. Okay, so here's what the deal is. I have another Shadowhawk. Okay, and it's the same exact unit. It's another 2H. And with a repeat roll, you are allowed to re-roll that particular one. And even though I do love Shadowhawks, I only have one painted in that scheme, so I'm going to re-roll 1. So bring up my R tool, and I'm going to D12 it. Okay, my new, a 9 again. Come on, give me something else here. Okay, it gave me a 1, so I'm going to change that, my 9 to a 1. So my medium 1 roll is a Hunchback 5M. Okay. $5M there. Okay, and then I still have my light roll, which was a 12. Excuse me. Go down here, that's a Valkyrie QD. Okay, the old QD. Here we go. Okay, sitting after going through that process 2 times, once starting with assaults, once starting with heavies, I'm up to 220 PV. Now my limit is 500, and as Inner Sphere, I've got a limit of 24 units, I believe. Let's see. Alpha Strike, limit 24 units for Inner Sphere. Okay. So I have got quite a bit of wiggle room still. Don't have any vehicles or anything yet, but I might tack those on at the end. So let's do another set of rolls. I think I will add on another assault. Okay, so let's do my little R tool, /R, brings up that command. I'm going to do another 4D12. See what we get. 8, 6, 4, 6. Okay. Let's go over here to assault. Okay, Zeus, nice. Oop. The 6S. Okay. Next roll was a 6. Ooh, guillotine, one of my favorites. I do love it. How do I spell that thing? Okay, the 4L, I believe. Let's make sure. Yep, 4L. Okay, that got on the list. Next one was a 4 on the medium. So 4 is a Phoenix Hawks 3S. Phoenix Hawk. Okay, pop that thing in. the 3S. And my last roll was a 6 on the light. Okay, a Spider 7M. I do like spiders for kind of jumping around and getting objectives or kind of getting behind people. So let's see, a 7M, correct? Yeah, 7M. Okay, now I'm at 353. I'm already at 11 units. But I know I'm going to be facing Clander, so I'm going to lose quite a few units out here. Let's see what I can get with a couple of vehicle rolls here. So if we look at vehicles, one of the interesting things about vehicles is that vehicles and infantry can be doubled for each roll. Okay, so what happens is I'm going to make a vehicle roll, so I just need 1d12. 1d12. It's thinking I got a 1. So let's go back over here to vehicles. Okay. And 1 is a Maxim heavy hover transport. Okay. So I can plug that in. If I can speak English. Maxim heavy hover transport. I believe that's the one. It should have the PV-29. That's the sucker. Okay. Plug that in. Now, since I have a heavy hover transport, I might as well go for some infantry. Let's see, sir. I'm going to roll another D12. Let's see what I get. Something good, something good. Whoa. I've never seen a delay here. It's really thinking. Or something's going wrong. Let's see if I try it again. Never had that happen. Okay, came back with a 6. I don't know what happened with that guy. We're gonna, yeah, whatever. We'll just leave him there. So I got a 6 for my infantry roll. Okay, a 6 gives me jump platoon LRM. Now, because it's either a vehicle or an infantry, I can double up on that, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to double up on jump platoon LRM. So if we go over here to jump platoon, okay, there are a whole load, but we are looking for just the normal jump platoon LRM, and we are going to double up on that guy. So I'll click twice, and 2 appear. Okay, now I'm at 400. That's looking pretty good. I think I could probably squeeze in another medium and light. So let's do another 2 rolls. And here's John. He wants to know what I rolled up, and he doesn't know I'm recording. So I will let him know in a bit. But we're going to do our 2D12 because I just want a medium and a light. So my medium is going to be an 11. Let's see, going back to medium, 11 gives me a Griffin 3M. Okay, go over here. Griffin 3M. Okay, got that guy. And now I need my light, which was, let's look back at the roll, number 10. So, oop. Oh, you know what? See, I did it. I didn't look at the rolls. Okay, the rolls say I get a Treb instead. A trebuchet. So, Griffin, you go bye-bye. Trebuchet comes in the mix. The old Trebster. Okay, 7M is the lucky guy. And then a 10 for a mongoose. Yes, I do love the mongoose. I don't see a Mercury on here. Okay, so I do love the combination of a mongoose and a Mercury in a Comstar list that I run, and it's pretty sweet. They work pretty well together, getting behind things and taking objectives. Okay, so I've got my whole list here. Now, one thing that I can do, I can still add more vehicles. I can still add more things. We're kind of within that, what we call the 10% of the PV limit. So Now I can still attempt to roll for additional light mechs or vehicles or infantry units. But I'm going to look first at my list here. And one thing that you can do, as I keep flipping back and forth, is that you can, looking at it, you can replace one unit if you're Innersphere, or switch to one different variant if you're a clan from the same column. So that's after I've rolled things. I can say, okay, I don't really like that one. I want to switch to something else. So I'm going to look at my list here. And let's think. What have I got painted up? Okay, I've got the heavy hover. Got the jump platoon. Let me look at this vehicle list. Maybe I want a different, no. See, now I've got the heavy hover to carry the infantry, so I don't want to swap that one for sure. Let's look here. I'm going to, well, I told you I didn't really love the Crusader, so I'm going to look in the heavy list here. And the Crusader. Okay, so what I really want is something to get in your face. So I'm going to take an Axeman. So I'm going to knock out the Crusader and take an Axeman. You know what? Do I really want an Axeman? Now I'm thinking about it. I want a Grasshopper instead. Okay, that's what I really want. Why would I say Axeman, huh? Grasshopper's so solid. I just want it. Okay, so the Grasshopper on that particular column is a 5J. So I get to take a 5J now instead of that Crusader. So that was my one replacement because I'm an Innersphere list. Okay. So let's look. I'm 460 PV right now. I'm going to try... I don't know about going for another vehicle, although I do kind of want one. So I'm going to go for it. Okay. One more roll. Last roll is a 2. Let's see what that gives me. A J. Edgar. Nice. Okay. Now this is Rick's favorite. Little machine that could. And did I not type it in right? Oh, come on now. Oh, because it says license. Okay, and it's the ice version, so I get that. Okay, that's my last roll that I'm going to do. 480. So now I'm just going to do skill adjustments to get up to my 500 limit. And I generally look for lighter units to do skill adjustments on, but I don't want them to just disappear. So, and I do that because you pay the skill improvement based on the original PV. So, yeah, the Grasshopper would be great. You know, any of these, like the Guillotine does 4 damage, and it's got 6 and 6. So let's see what if I do this. So that takes me up to 42 points on him. The armor is 5 and 2. He does 3 and 2. I'm looking for something with 3 at medium range that I can upgrade. That Night Star's got 4 at long. Let's see if we put this puppy. Ooh, 497. Okay. So this is the, I mean this tool in the master unit list is great because you can just adjust and it redoes the math for you, recalculates everything. Let's see. Maybe I want a little upgrade on my spider. Nope, can't do it. Too much. So 17. Maybe the commando will be able to do it. Hey, right at 500. Okay, so that is my list, everyone, for my Alpha Strike Mercenaries. So I'm going to go ahead and print that off real quick so that I don't lose it. And hopefully the old printing works. I usually just save it to a PDF. And perhaps Master Unit List is moving a bit slow today. Sometimes it does that. Let's wait for that before we move on. Okay, there we go. All the things there. Let's see. Mercs. Clan Invasion. 500. PV. Okay, got that one done. Okay, wait till it saves, and then I'll just clear everything out of here. We're gonna go back to the master unit list home because we're gonna switch off what we're doing here. Okay, so that was how I did an Alpha Strike 500 PV list, and this was on the sheet. This is just using option 1, which is just using the random assignment table. Now you could do this for 60% of your forces and do option number 2, and then use the master unit list for your particular faction to pick out the remainder of your forces. Or in option 3, you could just use the master unit list to pick through all your forces. And let me show you 2 ways to do option number 3 real quick. Okay, so the master unit list, since we've got it here, there are 2 ways you can do it. To see your full list, you can go to eras. We are using Clan Invasion. And let's say I wanted to see what the Draconis Combine had. So I just click on Draconis Combine, and it'll bring up all the units available to the Draconis Combine in the Clan Invasion era. And it does include the Inner Sphere General list, which is basically a list that all the large factions in the Inner Sphere can access. So you could go through, and the same thing, you can add units to your list by just clicking the plus over here. Or if you look at the particular unit, you can also hit plus force over here, and then it will go to your force. So there's that list. You can also go from the home page or from the home strip here. You can use units, and then you can filter things right here. And so for the same list, to get the same list, we want to do availability era, Clan Invasion. And then the factions, you have to pick the 2 different lists separately. So we want Draconis Combine. Okay, it kind of pops up as your, and then we want the Inner Sphere General list as well. Inner Sphere General. Okay, and that will, if I hit click filter after that, that will give me that exact same list that we were looking at before. So you can select through those, you can look through the different variants that are available, all those things. But that being said, that's involved in option 2 or exclusively 3. We're going to go back to option 1, just using the rat. And this time I'm going to do it for the classic side of things. So I'm going to roll up a Jade Falcon Force just because John popped up and sent me a message, and he loves the old green birds. So I got to go over here. We can use the tools on the bottom to go to Clan Jade Falcon. Now I know for classic Battletech that the prices are pretty high for clan units. And let's look at the rules here for classic Battletech. Okay, so you get 16,000 BV battle value. And I'm limited to 10 battle mechs for clans. I don't think I'm going to try for an assault because the assaults are just too much and I don't use them that well in classic. So I'm going to go for the full, I'm going to try for the full 10 units at least. So this list here has, it's the exact same thing except for Clan Jade Falcon. The infantry is only available for Alpha Strike, so I'll ignore it this time, but you could use it for Alpha Strike. So I'm just dealing with these guys here in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to starting with heavy, and same rule. If I start with heavy, I need to go heavy, medium, light. So the dice roll I'll do here is I'm going to do 3d12 because I'm going to go heavy, medium, light. I get a 7, 4, 5. Okay, 7, 4, 5. Let's check out what that gives me. A roll of 7 gives me a Summoner Prime. Not my favorite. But that's okay. We're going to go back to over here. On the master unit list, we're going to go to Total Warfare Builder. Okay, it's a similar thing, but this will give us the values in battle value and stuff. So Summoner Prime. So what I rolled. Now my next roll was a 4 for the mediums. So 4 is a Nova B, and I have no idea what the Nova B is. But that's what I rolled. And then the last roll for this one was a 5. For my light is a Miss Lynx B. And the missed lynxes are not grand, but they are definitely part of the units that were taken by the clans. Sometimes the missed lynxes will have a lot of electronic warfare type stuff, but they are not heavily armed and not heavily armored at all. So I am going to go back. I'm thinking it shows me here my battle value is 5,050. Excuse me. I'm going to go back and try the exact same thing here. So I need another 3 rolls. So 3d12. A 2, 11, and 8. Well, those are all different at least. Okay, a 2 on the heavies. Hellbringer B. Man, I am not hitting my favorites on the heavy list, but that's okay. Let's see. So the Hellbringer B, we'll plug that in. Let's see, next one was an 11. And that's a Black Lantern C, which is super expensive. So that might bankrupt me already. Black Lantern C, okay. And then my last roll was an 8 for my light, an Arctic Cheetah Prime, okay. Remember the C in Arctic Cheetah. And we picked the prime. Okay, what am I looking at? About 10,500 right now. Okay, well, I'm going to go for a medium now. I want just a medium. I'm not going to go for the heavy again. So now I'm going to roll 2d12 because I got medium and light to roll. So get that command up. 2d12. Okay, an 8 and a 1. Let's see what surprises that brings me to. Okay, roll of an 8 is a Battle Cobra B. That might be a good one. Battle Cobra B. Okay, down here. And then my other one was a 1 on the light table. Fire Moth Prime. Oh, yeah, see? Rolling for John, I get the Fire Moth. Lo and behold. Okay. Let's see, I'm at 13,642. I think I'm going to stop. Ooh. Should I go for one more light? Let's see the price on these lights. It's still going to be around 1,000. Okay, well, I've got a limit of 16,000, so I'm going to go for another light. So I'm just going to roll 1d12 for a light. Okay, 1d12. And I got a 3. What is it? Tell me it's the best one. Kit Fox C. Okay, that's not too bad. Kit Fox C. Where am I looking? There we are. Kit Fox C. Okay. So now I'm at about 14.8. So I'm going to use skill adjustments here. I'm just going to pretend that there's this imaginary one more unit to fulfill my 2 stars here. But I'm going to use some skill adjustments to get up. So now you know what? I don't like, which one am I going to switch here? Because I can get another variant of the Thor here. Let's look at the rules, what it says here. Okay, for Classic Battletech, it says I can replace for a clan, I can switch to one different variant from the same column. I don't see any other variants of the... Okay, Summoner D. We can switch to the Summoner D. That is a jump in, like, it's a 400 PV jump, though. Hey, let's do it. Let's switch to the Summoner D. So we'll knock out the Summoner Prime. We'll switch to the D. Okay, so this is my one allowed switch to still stay within the option 1. So now I'm at 15,134. Okay, I'm going to use some skills here. Now, my Dasher Prime, I want him running around, but I'm just afraid he'll get blown up too quickly to really utilize any skill changes. So I'm going to, I'm not really going to try and change the ones that are super expensive. So Black Lantern C and Summoner D, you guys are on your own. Sorry about that. Mislinks, you'll probably get exploded pretty quick here. The Nova B, I'm thinking that's a long range one. And so I'm going to drop his gunnery down to 3. And you'll see here, so this is the stock battle value, but then it gives you the adjusted battle value, and this is what we want to get to near 16,000. The Loki B probably has some armament, but low armor. I'm gonna go for this Battle Cobra B. I'm gonna switch it up to a 3 there as well. Now I'm at 15,821, so this is getting pretty close here. The Arctic Cheetah, I might want him to run around and stuff. So maybe I'll switch his piloting skill. Ooh, 15,954, that's the ticket. So I'm going to print this off. This is my Jade Falcon. CBT 16,000 BB. So I got those 2 lists done. So I kind of tried to demonstrate all the different things working through the rules here. We stuck to what's allowed within these rules, where we have a limit of the PV or BV. We have a limit of the units. It has to be just from one faction within the Clan Invasion era. And as far as the minis, I mean, you can see that proxies are definitely allowed if you don't have the unit, or definitely contact any of the organizers. We have a good group that are willing to lend things out. You can read the rest, but each of the scenarios will kind of have a limit on the number of units and the number of PV or BV. But this is just kind of how to work through the rats and do your army construction. I will run through one last thing. So some of these achievements, this is not all of them, but this is just kind of a preview of them. So some of them, like we kind of just worked through, diving in deep, you would get that achievement for doing the rat 100% of your forces. So that's what you get here. The rat pack is, if you get diving deep, you also get the rat pack as well. You can get the rat pack for just doing at least 60% of your forces through the rat. And you can see that there's some similarities between the Inner Sphere achievements and the clan achievements, but there are some different ones as well. There are some things that you probably won't understand. What the heck is this map window thing? And that'll be explained the day of. Zellbragen is definitely on the clan side, but not on the Inner Sphere side, whereas Focus Fire is only on the Inner Sphere side. There are some different things and different achievements. You guys can look through these lists, but I hope this kind of helped to explain how to use the rats, the random assignment tables. I didn't even explain what a rat was. It's a random assignment table. And I'll just kind of go over here. I put a note in, but I really support the use of rats and for force selection, because I think it not only does it help you to get to know different units, but it also adds in some variability and helps you develop as a commander rather than just as a unit picker. Right? A lot of people kind of pick out their favorites all the time, and I found myself kind of going into a lot of, especially pickup play. I'll just use the ones I know. I'll just use the ones that I really like. Whereas, if you want to get the real flair of Battletech, especially in each era, using rats is a better way to do that, where you get more of what was available, especially to particular factions, and what was more highly present on the battlefield at that time. Again, it's just one option within what you can do to create your army here for this clan invasion event, the Battlefronts clan invasion event. There are, there's 3 options for you here, and any of the 3 are viable for the day. So hopefully that answers some questions, and if you have any more, feel free to hit me up on Discord or on Facebook, and I will see you guys later. Thanks a lot.